All right, so
What? We're online.
we're live.
Okay. Hello, Merva.
So
I don't know how you got me to do this, but
yeah,
all right.
we got you to
I'll
do
just
this.
sit here and be prim and proper. And I'm not a midget, by the way, just to make that
Yeah.
clear.
So let's maybe begin with that. If people are looking at this, I am twice the size of Lesley, but I am sitting closer to the camera. There's more light on me,
So I look like a midget, which I'm not.
so we can both play.
I'm a good 5'9".
5'9".
Yeah.
No, 5'5".
My
5
dreams.
foot flat. I'm 6'3" or 6'4", and you are?
5'6".
No way. Yeah, and I'm 125 kilograms, and
And I am 51.
no way. That's crazy. So I
So
invited,
I am half of your size, which is sort
Yeah.
of right on the camera then.
maybe.
Yeah.
I invited Lesley because she is equally as passionate about barbecuing dogs
As I am about
as
language.
I am. So, no, Lesley is I don't know how to say this, German Shepherd enthusiast, or
Yes, an enthusiast would be right. I'm not a breeder, and I'm not a professional competitor in any way that will make the whole German Shepherd community in South Africa laugh out loud. So let's just keep it at enthusiast, which is a good word.
can we not say you're an expert?
An expert in
Unofficial expert.
maybe in time, because I got my first German Shepherd in '94. So that's 25 years ago.
Okay.
So if you count in seniority, I suppose I am an expert. But
How many German Shepherds in 25 years? Have you had?
Have I had? Well, counting the two that I have now, 4.
Okay.
So I keep them. I hold on to them. And
So-
then I grew up with German Shepherds. My grandparents had German Shepherds. My mother had a German Shepherd. So, it's from the time that I opened my eyes and realized that there were dogs around. German Shepherds were the ones that I was most familiar with. And by the way, just let me tell you something. It is a German Shepherd. Can I give my language
Please.
lesson quickly?
Go for
Because
it.
it's something that irritates me. Is when people write shepherd, like leopard,
Oh yeah,
shepherd, that's a horse.
shepherd like a sheep.
The shepherd.
Like Jesus.
Yeah. Well, if you look at the German name, it's a Schafehunde. It's a sheep dog.
Yeah.
So in English, it's from sheep and herder. So shepherd, like the Lord is my shepherd. So it's not a shepherd, and it's quite easy if you understand this. German shepherds are the sort of gods in the dog community.
Yeah.
And the Lord is the Lord for whomever it's the Lord.
Yeah.
So we have a shepherd looking after sheep.
Is that where it originates from?
Yeah, they in the beginning of the 20th century, sort of the end of the 19th century, Max von Stephanitz, I hope I pronounced that properly, he standardized the breed. He laid down the breed standard, and he also started the first Verein for Schafenhunde, German Shepherd, what would you call it, organization,
Yeah.
in 1899. So the breed has a long history, and the breed standard has remained constant
Okay.
for all that time.
What does constant mean? Genetically or?
Genetically, very important.
Okay.
That there's no mixing of other breeds. So if you look at, for example, the shepherds now, of the the South African German Shepherd Federation is a member of the World Union of which is the WSV, World Union of Schafenhundeverein. My German is not so good, but organizations of German Shepherds, and the standards are very strict. And I only with Alex.
Yeah.
Is the first time that I went through this whole thing of I wanted to show him, and I wanted to get him breed certified and so on. And it's quite interesting. His father is a German dog, and all his papers and his blood, his DNA had to come to South Africa so that they could check. And when when he was registered,
Yeah.
and before I breed surveyed him, his DNA had to be tested. So in other words, they test that the DNA that he is actually the dog that I say he is. So they have the mother's whole history, all the bloodlines there, as well as the father's ones, even though it's in Germany.
Yeah.
And they then see that he is the dog that I say he is, that his father is his father and his mother is his mother, and boom, back into the generations they go. So, I mean, typical German, they're very, very strict about these things, and they love all the paperwork and, whatever else.
You bunch of crazy people who own German Shepherds.
Crazy people, yeah, but you know what?
The pure bloods.
A lot of people probably say, but is it really necessary? Yes, it is.
Okay.
Because if you have a breed standard, then surely you want to retain that. You don't want to start inbreeding, and that is why it's very important that if you do want a dog that you can call a German Shepherd, that you get it from a registered breeder.
Would your dog make more expensive babies than because it's documented genetically?
Yes. And also say if somebody comes along with a pretty German Shepherd, or a dog that looks like a German Shepherd but isn't registered, and then asks, can we have them mate? If I allow that, then I get kicked out of the federation. They're very strict about
If you let
if
Alex
allow
make
Alex
love with
to
another
mate,
dog
let's
without
just-
the registration.
Yep, and and those dogs are then sold under his name. For
Okay.
example, this is now Alex von Maxheim, and this is his pedigree, and these puppies are wonderful. And the federation finds out and says, "But who gave you permission to do that?
Yeah.
Did you speak to your breed supervisor?" Because every province has a breed supervisor. Every club has a breed supervisor and then the federation has a national breed supervisor, and before you mate,
Yeah.
there's a whole lot of things that you have to go through, and one of them is that the DNA has to be tested so that they know that what they're working with, that there's no inbreeding. Their hips had to have to be x-rayed, preferably their elbows also have to be x-rayed. They have to, the males have to do a obedience test, a BH test, which is a lot of things to see that their temperament is not such that they are going to have a lot of aggression in the puppies. For some reason, the females don't have to do that. I have no idea why not, because flipping hell, those mothers are sometimes far more aggressive than the males. And then they also have to do for an endurance test.
Is that the one where you struggled
cycle
with the
for
25?
20 kilometers? Yes.
We can tell another story on another day about this one and the bicycle.
And then preferably your dog has to be breed surveyed. So a breed survey is then all of this, and then also they have to do bite work, so that they show that they have the required working ability. But that the moment that they have finished with the bite work, they're immediately under control again, that it's not aggression,
Okay.
that it is under control.
Yeah.
So
Executing
that's,
instruction.
Instruction,
As it's
yes. So
been
in
given.
other words, if the handler comes out of the hide, then your dog goes for that handler. But the moment you say loss, which is what I say, Los Alexander.
Yeah.
Los, then he must actually then sit down and then what they call bark and hold. In other words, watch while that handler is standing still. The moment the handler moves again, then they go again.
So what's the advantage of
having a trained dog?
well, not trained dog, but like being part of this whole registration process. So why would you want to do that, and who pays for all of these tests? And
you do.
And how much does all these tests cost, and X-rays and stuff? And basically, what's the advantage of having all the certification?
Well, for me, it was because I've had German Shepherds for such a long time, and Alex will probably be the last one that I have. I wanted to go through this whole procedure.
Okay.
Obviously, for breeders, they have to go through it. The advantage of getting a registered German Shepherd is that there's no inbreeding. Breeding only is done with dogs that have properly certified hips and elbows, dogs that have a good temperament.
So having them around your children, around other people, around other dogs, and just generally having a positive dog around the house.
And here I'm going to be contentious, and unfortunately, the temperament isn't. It is a requirement on all the. Even at a show, if your dog snaps at a judge, that dog is disqualified. But unfortunately, it's not always as strict as it should be.
But why would you want to be part of this organization? Like, for example, if Alex had a baby and it wasn't done properly and you get kicked out of the organization, why is that an issue?
It's only an issue if it's important to you that that the breed is maintained the way that it is or improved. So whenever there's a mating or whenever there's a litter, what should happen is that that litter should either be as good as the parents or better than in some way. So in other words, try and improve the color of the dog, try and improve the temperament. If you have a good bitch that's pretty snappy, then you would want to get a dog that is calmer, so that the puppies probably genetically will have a better temperament than the bitch. And you would also want to look at things like top line and hocks and shape of head and the size of the dog. Alex is too big, for example.
For what?
He is he is bigger than the breed standard says. When he's at his withers, he should be 65 centimeters. He's almost 67. So
and is that 2 centimeters a lot?
At 68 he doesn't even qualify for shows anymore.
Okay.
So because it's too big. Look, we're looking at a working dog, so one can understand that you don't want the dogs to be too big, because hypothetically they should be able to work. And working means they should be able to be quite agile, move around and so on.
But what does work mean?
Work for the work should mean that they should be able to round up sheep and run with a flock of sheep. And
so they were designed for that.
That is what they were designed for.
And who had the brilliant idea, and where does the idea come from, making them police dogs?
They're not very good police dogs, by the way.
But why do we grow up with
police dogs?
Associating German Shepherds as police dogs?
Because they're highly intelligent dogs, so you can train them to do a variety of things.
Activities.
So they are very good at tracking. So you send them out, they track something, blah, blah, blah.
So let's give a shout out quickly to Kobus, because Alex tracks Kobus.
Yeah. Hello, Kobus. Alex will track you down to Worcester, where you're sitting with your baby.
Yeah, so let's give a shout out to Jolene and Kobus for their new one.
Yes, let's do.
The name?
Yes. Helene.
Okay.
Helene Meyer.
Awesome.
I'm
so happy.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they do that tracking.
Yeah. So they track. They're not very good guard dogs.
Why not?
Because
in the sense of attacking,
they're much better. They're protection dogs. Yes.
Okay.
So they will protect you. but because they're not supposed to be aggressive, they will not protect your house.
Okay.
They will protect their own area, yes.
All right.
But things that are inanimate, they will protect a herd of sheep.
Okay.
And my
so
cat.
if they build a connection with something, they'll protect that.
Yeah.
But they don't care about the fence.
No.
If you come inside the fence. Unless it's their area.
But
you can't take them here and they're going to come to my house for 2 weeks and then protect my house.
You see, if you look at the difference, for example, between, I think, and here I speak under correction, dogs like Rottweilers and Dobermans, they are better guard dogs because they will be aggressive.
They'll initiate contact rather than observing and analyzing possibly.
I would think so. I don't know those breeds very well.
But your dogs make contact when a scooter comes past with a helmet on.
Yes, but now do you understand?
Why? Is that due to training? Or
do you understand this, that if they can't see your face, and I think that's true of most dogs, that if you're wearing a balaclava or a full-on helmet, then they don't trust you.
Yeah.
Who are you? What are you? And why are you coming along on a scooter bike?
So if I visit Lesley, which I did once, and luckily I had the foresight of thinking, first time I got here, I was like, hold on, let me maybe take my helmet off and push my scooter 100 meters here. And luckily I did that.
Yeah.
And then when I went home, it's like, go down the hill 100 meters with no
because
helmet.
Otherwise, yes. Otherwise,
but I like it. I like the dogs to be.
Yeah, they look. As I was walking down just now, two cyclists came down and they didn't see the dogs, and the one said, "But now, aren't you scared walking on your own here? It's quite dangerous." And then the other one said, "Yeah, you should." And the moment he said, the two dogs came around the corner, and he said, "Oh,
yeah,
oh,
yeah,
yes, oh." Oh, is right. And then, because they're not aggressive dogs, I know that cyclists can come past. They don't bark at them. They don't go for them or anything like that. But again, I've never had an aggressive dog.
Yeah, these dogs can be, I think, excitement can be misinterpreted as aggression. So when I get here, they just start running. Like the one wants to jump on top of you and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think when Anya started jogging on the farm, the dog basically wants to say hello. But the hello is quite enthusiastic. And how much did you say? 65 kilos for the dog?
Who? No.
Sorry,
no.
Or was that centimeters?
No, 65 centimeters.
And the weight?
Weight, usually between bitches, probably 20 to 30 kilogram.
And Alex is?
44.
You don't have to be honest.
44.
So if this big dog comes
big
around, then I think people easily interpret that. And I think when we were kids, there were a lot of shows at school where they brought one of these dogs. They dressed the guy up and then...
Yeah, they used the arm.
And then I think it was quite popular on television at that time. And then I think a lot of people associate these with
aggressive dogs, which they're not.
Yeah.
And they're not supposed to be because, as I said, in the breed standard, it says that their temperament must be calm, not excitable, not snappy, not aggressive. They are slightly aloof, so they're not supposed to go to people and go and suck up to them like Alex does. He just...
But is Alex a standard German Shepherd, or he's quite a character? Or they're all characters?
No, they're all like that.
Okay.
Yeah, most of them.
What's interesting for me...
It also depends on the owners. Let's be honest. I mean, as with children, you can get a child and mess the child up completely, depending if you're a terrible parent. And if you get a good puppy, you can mess that puppy up completely if you're a terrible owner.
Yeah.
So, there are certain responsibilities that go with owning a big dog, and especially an intelligent dog like a German Shepherd.
So 0 to 10, regarding dogs, how intelligent Or these
10,
ones?
of course.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
I thought they were around about 3.
I would think that is around about the... Well, maybe a Maltese poodle?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Does a Maltese poodle get that high?
I don't...
Where's Staffy roundabout, in your opinion?
You know,
But there's different types of Staffies.
Yeah, and I'm not a fan of Staffies, so I don't really know their characters. I would
like
say
them again.
Another dog that I like is a Bull Terrier. I adore them, and they're quite bright. They pretend that they're not.
Yeah.
They pretend that they are that they can't be trained, can't be nothing. But that's just because they are like that.
And the sad thing...
look, most dogs are intelligent. Let's be quite honest. But there are dogs that need less interaction with their owners. And then there are dogs that are very people focused, and that's what, if people get a German Shepherd, they do need to understand that these are dogs that are focused on people. That's why I say they're not good guard dogs. So they don't do well if they are left outside. They need to be part of a family, and then protect that family. So, what's the point in getting a German Shepherd that's highly trainable, highly intelligent, wants to protect you, but you keep it outside all the time? It doesn't have any interaction with you or your family. Then you might as well get what? A Staffy.
Yeah. Because, I don't know, like, if you play computer games, let's say you play a game where you have to choose a character, it will normally be broken, let's say, into speed, agility, strength.
Oh, okay,
you know, so you've got these, and it'd be cool if if you went to go buy dogs, they had the same thing. So German Shepherd, this one is 8, 9, and then
if there are sites on the internet where you can match yourself to a dog. So in other words, you say what your lifestyle is.
Yeah.
What if you're a very active person? What kind of a dog would you like? Would you like a medium-sized dog, big dog? And then they give you certain breeds that you should look at, and then with those breeds they break it down like that.
Yeah.
In other words, trainability. What do these dogs demand of you as an owner? Because it's unfair to expect a dog to just sort of change its whole character, the way it's bred. I mean, if you're talking about a village dog or Afrikaners, they will be whatever you want them to be.
Yeah.
If you want them to be a clown, then they'll be a clown. But these are dogs that have been bred for certain characteristics, and you can't go and buy a German Shepherd and think you're going to get an Airedale Terrier. The same character. They're completely different characters.
Yeah.
So know what you're getting. And then, look, I'm not saying that everybody should be buying breed dogs. There are many dogs that are seriously lovely dogs.
Some
SPCA dogs. I mean, they're gorgeous dogs. And it's
a little bit like Tassenberg. Where, just hold on, I'm going to edit something quickly.
What did you edit?
No, I just, it's the lip syncing. I hear that there's something, so it makes it easy for me. It's almost like SPCA dogs is like Tassenberg. By a random accident, the right mix comes in, and it's a fantastic dog. Yeah. Where, it's perfect. So I've seen some of these SPCA
dogs.
Yeah. And they're unbelievable. And
they're fabulous dogs.
Even we went to go get cats the other day, and it's just some of those dogs are lovely. Like, they're ugly, but they're lovely. But they grow on you where they become the most beautiful thing in the world.
And I have the greatest respect for people who rescue dogs, who will never pay money to buy a dog, but say there are so many dogs who need homes. Why let me go and rescue a dog? And I have the greatest respect for people like that. And unfortunately, I am a lover of the German Shepherd breed. So I wouldn't want a little brackie in my house.
That and red wine.
That red wine, but then again, I have I got over my love for breed cats. I got myself an Abyssinian cat one time, and then I realized this is nonsense. All cats are gorgeous.
Yeah. Especially
Cats
the
are
couple
cats.
that you got.
Yes, cats are cats. Cats,
And they make great...
the human beings haven't been able to mess up cats the way that they've been able to mess up dogs.
That's true. And they make great food for the Roy cat.
They do, yes, I must say.
Especially Lesley's cats. We lose about 2 a year.
2 a year. And it actually is quite sad.
It's that funny thing of... Okay, so I'm with Anya, my wife. Because of that, she loves these cats in a way that I'll never be able to love them, almost like children. So if we lost the cats, she would be scarred for life. So in protecting the cats, I've put a fence up, and our cats have never been on the grass outside. We play with it a lot, or I play with it a lot, and it keeps each other entertained.
Yeah.
But I can see the one, it's lacking something in its life. It wants to be outside. It wants to go there.
Wants to go and hunt a bird or chase a mouse.
But I know it's going to get eaten. And if I was a bachelor, I would let it roam outside and then tough luck, basically. But there's an argument for both. Like, do you let it outside and live a free life, and it won't live longer than a year, or you do what we do and we keep it inside, we love it, and they love us. But there's a small... I said to Anya last night, it looks like a lion in a cage. Like, it's got this... It looks like an animal in a zoo sometimes. It's like, just fucking let me free.
Yeah. Look, I you have to sort of make that decision. I mean, when I lost my ginger cat at the beginning of the year, she was going to be 14 this year.
Okay.
So and she's a hunter, so she's been in the vineyard for many evenings, and she's just been lucky. But what I do try to do is, when it gets dark, is try and get the cats in, so that they at least are inside, and then I can relax. But there's always one that will not come inside.
What's the name of the other one that we lost recently?
Jesse James.
That one was full of energy. So I think it's more difficult with the younger cats. The patterns haven't been set.
Yeah.
And it's just tricky. It's tricky, and cats are full of shit.
Yeah. You try and catch a cat who doesn't want to be caught. Who doesn't want to be catched. Catch it if you can. So they will sit right outside your reach and then go, not me, not now. I know what you want, so no.
So
shall we go back to dogs then?
Let's go back to your dogs. How much does a registered quality German Shepherd cost? Ballpark.
Around about between 8 to 12,000 rand.
And
puppy.
a dodgy one, off the books, under the counter.
Dodgy ones. They're not always dodgy, but you see, when you can get problems.
Are some German Shepherds more wolf inclined, with a little bit of a wild blood in them?
No, I don't think so. There's this myth, and I know that in South Africa they call them wolfhonde. Yeah. But there is very little. Look, they're all part of the Canis family. I mean, what are they? Wolf is Canis lupus, and they are what? Canis something else. Canis domesticus. But no, that's.
So there's no wolf in these dogs.
No.
But I'm sure someone's tried to put some wolf in there.
I'm sure, but
blood-wise.
But then then it's not a German Shepherd anymore.
Okay.
Then it's a mix, which is fine, and sometimes new blood brings a dog that people like. I'm not a great fan of these sort of designer dogs. Yeah. The Labradoodles and the golden doodles and the whatever flippity jippities they've come up with. because those to me are they've been designed for people.
Yeah.
Yet again, if you look at something like the Bulldog, for example, the English Bulldog.
Yeah.
Used to be a gorgeous dog. I mean, now they can barely breathe.
Yeah.
They have so many skin problems.
And drooling.
I can live with drooling, but if your dog has to spend the whole, if you have a bulldog puppy in South Africa, if you can get one in you have that dog in Stellenbosch, that puppy has to spend, or that dog has to spend the whole of summer inside an air-conditioned room. Otherwise, they get heart failure.
Yeah.
They literally die of the heat. They don't belong here.
And huskies?
Huskies are great dogs. Siberian Huskies and Malamutes, and those are great dogs. Those are also working dogs.
Yeah.
So, and the working dogs, unlike the dogs that have been bred to please people, the working dogs have maintained their standards. So the Husky is still very much like the Husky that they used to use as sled dogs.
But is it unethical to have them in South Africa?
Not at all.
Due to the heat?
Not at all. I don't think that they suffer that much.
Okay.
I haven't, okay, yet again, it's not a breed that I know well. My mother had one, and he suffered like in zero.
Okay.
But I'm sure that if you have a dog in the middle of summer and you go for a 20-kilometer hike,
yeah,
your dog will collapse because that's what will happen to any big dog.
Yeah.
People are stupid. They take their dogs on hikes in the middle of in the heat of summer and then stand aghast when the dog collapses.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I did. So with Oliver and Frida, they're a bit old now, but I used to go with them. And I would always find a pool. Yeah. And you were the one that actually told me that dogs cool down from the bottom.
From the stomach. So they lie in the pool.
Do you know why or how that works?
No, I don't.
But basically, so for anyone...
And they pant. Their panting also cools them.
But that was quite interesting for me to see is that I always thought, okay, my dog's warm. I got to throw some water on top of them.
Of it, no.
And it hates it. I don't know why, but it hates it. But then it goes and it lies down in the river and it chills there and it cools down and then it's ready to go. But I think the German pointers that I was walking with, I think they designed also differently than a lot of these dogs. They are a little bit like, let's go 20 kilometers any time of the day.
Yeah, yeah.
As long as you give me a little bit of water every now and again.
Sorry. They will also collapse if you take them out on 40 degrees and hike them over the Stellenbosch mountains.
Yeah. But I'm saying like I've gone in about 30, 35 degrees and we go for an hour and a half and it loves it. But I
was quite surprised if we go back to the 20 kilometers cycle thing that I had to do. That we were told before the time that you have to train your dog, build up stamina like you would with an athlete.
Yeah.
Sort of, you start off with 2 kilometers and then 5 kilometers and then so on. And I never did that. There were many things that I didn't do. And when we did it, I thought, okay, let's see if Alex would actually manage it because he's very big. And according to the person who was the judge on the day said to me that generally those big dogs don't make the 20 kilometers, they collapse.
Okay.
They can't. And he did very easily. But I think it's because he runs around the farm all the time. We go for a 5 kilometer walk every day.
Yeah.
So there's no reason not to expect them to have the stamina to do 20 kilometers over the mountain, like with Oliver and Frida, the German short-haired pointers. But if you look at Oliver and Frida, I think they are lighter. So it's easier for them. They're more maneuverable.
I think they half the size almost of Alex.
Yeah. And I mean, that would be Olive, and Olive is like twice as big as Frida would be.
Yeah. So
what?
South African people, specifically Afrikaans people, I grew up with dogs sleeping outside. And it was the most difficult thing in the winter, where this dog would like knock on the sliding door, and then you'll see these puppy eyes looking at you, suffering. So obviously you disagree with keeping dogs outside, but I'm sure there's a lot of advantages if the dog sleeps inside. So just for people listening.
All right. So the advantage of and it's a good question, that, Merve, because you know who John Matham is here. He's a radio presenter on Cape Talk, and he had in the week somebody from a security company who spoke to housebreakers, people, who convicted housebreakers.
A former convict, for example, or a current convict.
And then, because he wanted to know what is it that attracts people, attracts these nefarious characters to certain houses, and what would be good deterrents. And the conclusion was that it doesn't. You can have an electric fence, you can have cameras, you can have armed security, CCTV, everything. If they want to get in, they're going to get in.
Yeah,
that's it. Opportunistic break-ins that is where they see a window open, or that they've been watching the house and they sort of know your movements. And the one thing that all of them said is that the deterrent where they keep away from the house is where the dog sleeps inside.
Okay.
Because he says that all of them said it's easy to get over an electric fence. It's easy to get under an electric fence. It's easy to poison dogs.
Yeah.
But if that dog is inside and it is a big dog and they don't quite know at which window that dog is going to be, then they're not going to come in.
So the safest place
for your dog,
because I have a neighbor.
For you.
And I've said on many podcasts, I really don't like my neighbor due to the dog barking. A German Shepherd, one of the most beautiful ones I've ever seen.
She's a lovely dog.
And I really don't like the way they go about it. But this dog sleeps outside recently due to many complaints. The dog's now sleeping inside. But, we've spoken a lot of times, the safest place. They got the dog, I think, 5% was nostalgia, because the guy grew up with a dog, so he wanted one, but he's there 20 days of the month. 95% was safety reasons. Yeah. But if the dog is in the little gate outside, completely removed from the house, how will that...
How is your dog in any case supposed to be able to protect you if she's not with you?
So, and I think the reason why they initially didn't let the dog in was because the dog was full of energy and crazy biting stuff. So my question, if you provide discipline, does that happen a little bit less? If you walk with the dog and get it a bit tired, does that happen
obviously,
less?
Yes.
And then it's obviously just having the patience in the first
in the first few months. Alex, when he was a puppy, he chewed everything.
Okay.
He chewed everything. I mean, he would see.
So your couch, your coffee table.
Not really wood. It was mostly wood.
But would the deterrent be to buy them shit to eat?
Toys and stuff that they can chew on.
And that would stop them from breaking all your shit inside.
What do you do with a baby? I mean, these freaking little people also get new teeth, and then they want to chew on stuff.
Yeah.
Chew.
But the argument there is that you look at dogs as children, and the person I'm talking about, my neighbor, sees dogs like animals. It's a completely different entity.
Yeah,
so I think there's a lot more patience and effort with children.
You don't have to look at a dog as a child, but you should look. I mean, you train your children, don't you? Or you would if you had.
Supposedly.
People, you tell your child, don't do that. Stop doing that, and you show your child what you expect, the way that you expect them to behave.
Yeah.
Isn't that what you should do with
Well,
your
not
dog
all
too?
parents. Not all parents.
All right. Well then.
So basically, because we now spoke about nature versus nurture. So we already spoke about nature. So what you can do to make sure from a nature point of view, you get the right dog. But now we're starting to talk about nurture.
In other words, what should you do to make the dog?
So once you get, it's like people get a Ferrari and they think they're a good driver. There's a lot more that needs to happen from that point. So you got the best quality dog. But if you don't bring your side, the dog's terrible. So nutrition-wise, what should they be eating? How much attention should they have, or interaction should they have with you? How much exercise? Where should they sleep? Do they need to be groomed, washed?
Shall we now just speak generally about dogs?
Just generally. Yeah. We're not speaking about this little gorgeous thing up in the mountain there, but what's your opinion?
If you get a dog that especially a big dog, you need to understand that big dog can be a danger to other people unless you have that dog under control. The only way that dog will listen to you is if it has a bond with you. So if you leave that dog outside, how is that dog supposed to have a bond with you?
Yeah.
So that means that your dog could potentially be a danger to other people.
Just hold on 1 second.
Klap.
I figured out recently that there is some lip syncing errors, but it's due to, I think, this interface something. Okay, anyway.
All right.
Spending time with you.
So you get a puppy and you put that puppy outside, and it grows up to be a big boorbal.
And those
all
things
right,
get
don't start me on boorbals.
So our neighbors, you would say that's probably an 80 kilogram boorbal?
That is probably 80 or 90 kilograms, yeah.
And that is two terrifying dogs to look at, which I've done on a previous occasion. And it is absolutely terrifying. As a dog enthusiast and someone that I think I know how to deal with dogs, those two things it's almost like a lion. It's like you can have a tame lion and you can go into the cage there at spear, but if that thing decide to do anything,
then
there's nothing you can do. And it's the same with these two. I'm like, if that thing decides to eat me right now, then that's going to happen.
And let's not go down the boorball road.
Next podcast.
No, I mean,
because we've got 10 minutes and you've got to get back to work.
You have no idea how angry the boorball owners will get if I voice my opinion here.
Fuck them.
Well, I don't think it's only my opinion. It is a South African dog. It has a very small gene pool, and there's a lot of inbreeding and a lot of problems in terms of temperament, in terms of unpredictability, and
you can't argue with statistics. So if you're going to look at statistics and incidents with children, people, I think it speaks for itself.
They're beautiful dogs.
I love them.
I think they're beautiful dogs. They look like a mastiff. So why they don't bring in in Italy they have the Neapolitan Mastiff, which is virtually the same as the Boerboel. Bring in some of that blood and get some new genes in here.
Yeah.
5 years ago, I spoke to a holistic vet, and she said that they had a veterinary conference at which they spent a whole day on the Boerboel in South Africa, because it is it is a problem. They're gorgeous dogs, but they're like some people, hulle kop haak uit. It's like in koop, and then, as you said, what do you do against an 80 kilogram dog that suddenly decided to go woof? Just bite you.
And I'm a 125 kilogram guy, and with all my tree cutting and stuff, I'm very, very strong.
There's nothing you'll be able to do.
There's absolutely nothing. No. And even with my panga that I walk around with quite a lot, I
Yes.
still don't feel like there's anything that I
No.
can do against that dog.
No.
And even with a gun, I feel like you need to shoot it like 17 times before it will drop.
Like a rhinoceros is charging you. It's like there's nothing you can do.
It's
you know,
like that.
Just say that last prayer and
It's
goodbye
like
war.
your favorite scene out of all movies is from like War Horse, where the horses run into the machine guns. It's like that.
You know what? I have that movie, and I've read the book, and the book made me cry so much that I never watched the movie.
It was quite a.
No, I don't watch that.
I avoided that movie for 10 years. I saw the trailer and I'm like, Jesus, how can you get so excited about a horse going to war? And I watched it. I think I got it from you, and I watched it. And I was like, I really enjoyed this movie. I'm maybe ready now, 12 months later, to watch it again.
Yeah.
Not because the horses are getting killed, but
yeah, but
it is a beautiful story.
It's a beautiful book. So that's where I encountered. But now we're off the topic
So
again,
let's get
as
back
per
to
usual.
it.
So we're getting you get a puppy, any kind of big dog. And I don't speak for small dogs because they're a complete league on their own. You, as far as I'm concerned,
They're rats.
you can just leave them. I mean, they can't do anything other than bite your ankle. So,
Yeah.
but a big dog can be a danger. So you need to train your dog.
At
And
what age does that start?
you know, once they have had all their injections, their vaccinations.
What
and-
injections should dogs get?
Well, they okay.
Maybe you should get Monty on the.
Yeah, maybe you should get Montague on this on especially all the injections, because there's another podcast for you where I say that this annual vaccination program that they have that they have our domestic animals on is completely over the top wrong. That is why so many animals get cancers but again, you know,
That's a big topic for humans, because I'm flying to the States in a few weeks, and my doctor friend that I had on is exactly the same. He's like, he doesn't believe in vaccinations, and he's like, if the vaccination works, why are so many people still getting the flu and still getting sick? But again, off the topic. So at what age do you start?
At about 3, I would say 3 to 4 months would be a nice time to take your dog to puppy class. So off you go to puppy
and would
class.
you recommend all dogs should go to puppy class?
Yes, definitely. Socialization, very important, so that your dog that you can take your dog places, and that it doesn't just go and attack other dogs just because it's so blooming scared of them, that he's never seen other dogs. So the first thing that they do is, okay, I don't know what you are, so let's just bite you.
Because I see that with a lot of, let's say, parents, people who own dogs, that they get tired of walking their dog, because the dog gets involved with other animals, and they have to break it up. And 2, the dog doesn't listen to them, so they get irritated, and then they're like, well, if I go walk with it and I set it free, then it's just going to run away. So I don't actually want to do this. But I'm like, you dumb fuck. Like, exactly. That's your fault. So 3 months to 6 months, for about 3 months.
You know, puppy class, the moment they've had their vaccination, as far as I know, at 16 weeks is the last vaccinations.
Okay.
From then on.
But how long would you send them to puppy class?
Puppy class, it's usually a 2 month.
Okay.
You know.
So it's about 8 classes.
About
once
2
a
months,
week.
2 months or 3 months they go to puppy class. It's mostly socialization and basic commands like sit, but I think the value in that is that they socialize with other puppies, so that they don't get this sort of fear aggression, which many dogs have. They're not aggressive generally, but they have a fear aggression, so they will bite if they feel under threat. Which I probably would also do if I had the teeth that they had, or
and someone smelling your ass.
Humph. And then, you know, once puppy class is finished, then take them to basic obedience anywhere. I mean, most big places have basic obedience classes. Because many people are not consistent when they train their dogs. I mean, you have to have either a German or Dutch blood to be consistent in your training. Otherwise, it's very laid back. Otherwise, it's like oh, that's nice. The puppy looks so nice on the couch. Oh shit, what's that Great Dane doing on the couch? Excuse me, you allowed it as a puppy. So be consistent from the start. Allow your dog certain things that you're going to allow that dog once it's a big dog.
Yeah.
So consistency in training, and not many people carry it through. So especially first-time owners, it's a good idea just to take them for basic obedience training.
What is basic obedience?
And
how many classes are that?
That would be 3 months, I would think.
Once a week
as far
again.
as I know, Jay did basic obedience, which is the sort of the basic thing that the Kennel Union, and then she did the Kennel Union test.
Okay.
And then from then on, you do a more advanced obedience. You can do other types of training with your dog. You can have them do tracking. You can have them do rescue. I actually wanted to do rescue with Alex, but I waited too long. I thought he had to be a year before we could go, and by that time they said to me, excuse me, but he should have come at 6 months. So for those people who are actually thinking about search and rescue, take your dog as soon as possible. And that, I think, is so cool, because it means that your dog, especially if you have a working type dog, they love it. I look at Alex, when we go to training on Sundays, he starts going, and I mean, that's every member of the club. All the dogs are like that. They love training because it's disciplined. They work with their owner, and they can prove that they can do something. So that's the joy of training your dog, is that not only do you get that bond, but also you have your dog under complete control. And if you do something like search and rescue, your dog is useful to the community.
Society.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how much do these classes cost roughly, or courses?
Oh,
let's say the puppy one, socialization. Is that like 500, 2,000?
No. Look, it's what would it be? 200 Rand a month? Or 150 Rand a month?
And then the discipline one?
The obedience, it depends on where you go.
But also about 200 Rand.
About round about there. And then like with us at the club, because we belong to the German Shepherd Federation, we pay club fees so that the club can have the grounds. And
how much is that?
That's 1,000 Rand a year, so you can go. Yeah,
that's nothing.
Just over 1,000 Rand a year.
Like less than 100 Rand a month.
Yeah.
And so the children, they say intelligence. The first 4 years of a child's life, it basically determines their intelligence and how they're going to be shaped forward, and I think also their personality. So basically the first 6 to 9 months, if you screw that up as a dog owner, then your dog's pretty, like, you're not going to suddenly at 1 or 2 years start treating it.
That is where I sort of think about Cesar Milan. You know who he is? The dog whisperer.
Yeah. Is he really the dog whisperer?
Yeah, he is. Really, oh man, he's a cute Mexican. He's so.
But is he really that good?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, no, he
is. It's legit.
Yeah, it's legit. It's not a scam.
Okay.
I've watched too many of his episodes.
Is that one guy you could marry?
That's the one guy that can walk in here anytime. He's so bloody cute, man. Yeah. He's handsome. But he says that all dogs can be rehabilitated. All dogs. And he has proven it.
But professionals can rehabilitate it. Like, as a general dog owner, you can't change your dog after 12 or 18
and also
months.
if you're getting a problem dog, and I mean, I absolutely believe that there are problem owners and not problem dogs. So that dog has been made into a problem by the owner. If that dog then comes to you, it would be best if you get somebody who knows exactly what they're doing. For example, and this is not a problem dog. This is just maybe I shouldn't give examples, but I can give the name. Kate van Doel. She is brilliant in sorting out dogs that may potentially have problems. She assesses them. There's just something about her that is very dog whispery to me.
Okay. Is she in Cape Town?
She's in Stellenbosch.
All right.
She used to work at Zimzala. She's now started her own business doing this.
Fixing
dog training, problem dogs, and that. Jane Lello, for example, she wanted to bring in a dog that she had adopted, an older girl, but she was worried about how should she go about it with her beautiful Joseph.
What's he?
Joseph is the Rottweiler. And
that is such a weird dog.
He's a cute one.
So I've seen this, or not seen. I've heard this dog from jogging, and I can hear there's some giant down there that is checking me out from a kilometer. And then the one day this thing came around the corner when I was doing trail building. And then it had someone walking it. So I'm like, dude, what's the dog's name? He's like, Joseph. So I was like, Joseph.
Yeah.
And then this thing comes, and it's the cutest dog in the world. It looks like it's going to eat you up.
Yeah.
But it's the cutest little thing in the world.
I have an idea that it's very protective of Jane.
That's what she said to me when I met her. She's like...
Very. Yeah, so I wouldn't mess with Jane if Joseph is around. And I wouldn't give my dogs any chance in the world if Joseph thinks that they're going to bite Jane.
Okay.
That's it. That's the end of my dogs.
Is it?
Yeah. Because they're not fighting dogs. They're pathetic.
Is it?
Oh, yeah. It's a lot of noises. No, nothing.
More bark than bite.
Yeah. Anyway, so to come back to so she wanted to bring in this it was a Bouvier, and she was very nervous about it all. And then she got Kate to help her.
Okay.
And Kate, Jane afterwards said to me, it was like magic.
Okay.
Kate had never met Joseph. She had never met any of the dogs. She just said, "Okay, you come here. You go, hey you," and it's like with Cesar Milan, "Hey you."
Yeah.
And no, we don't allow that. Jane says Joseph was fascinated with this tall Dutch woman who sort of just said, no, you don't do that. We don't accept behavior like that.
How cool is that?
And it's really...
What's her name?
But Kate van Doel.
And can we...
Maybe you can
send me the details and I can put it in the description box. So anyone who wants to contact her and maybe get a quote or hear what she does.
Yeah. She's, I very seldom won't recommend people if I don't know them personally.
Yeah.
But from her time at Zimzala, where...
What's Zimzala?
Zimzala is down here, the dog hotel. Oh, I don't know what they call themselves. They do training there too. And
would you agree with those dog hotels?
Look, there's a place for it.
Okay.
And Stellenbosch...
Rather that than leaving your dog for 3 days and asking people to feed it.
Yeah, and not knowing what can happen. Okay. I mean, your dog can be... If I leave my dogs here... they can be bitten by a snake. Anything can happen while they are locked up. And
anyone that thinks that's not true, what was the snake that you found here one day? That big thing, a mole slung. You sent me a picture.
Oh yeah, that was a mole snake.
Your cats were making some noises or something, and then you found this huge. And Olive and Frida continues to catch cobras. And
they must leave.
There are a lot of snakes here.
They are. So I would yes. And so Zimzala is actually quite good. I mean, they look after the dogs extremely well. It's not cheap.
Yeah. What does it go for a night? 1,000 rand?
I think, as far as I know, it's about 400 rand.
Okay, I heard it's crazy, but if you go for a 2-week holiday, it racks up. But there are a lot of people doing dog sittings. My mom's one of those. So I don't know how much it is, but it's the same price basically as a kennel. But she comes and she stays over.
Yeah. And I
she
would
goes
be
to
happy
work
with
and
that,
then she
yeah.
comes. She basically moves to your house for the duration of your holiday.
Which is great.
And she follows the
Yeah.
same pattern that you did with your dogs. Let's walk
Yeah.
at this time, feed
and
them
feed
at this
them
time.
yeah.
So I think our time's running out. But just to finish,
We haven't spoken about half the stuff
yeah.
that we were going
Well, you
to.
overloaded on work. So Lesley is was a lecturer
Yes.
at Stellenbosch University in English.
No, technology for language learning.
So that's why she was so specific about pronunciation early on.
Yes, language.
So-
Shepherd, the
so-
Lord.
So would you say with German Shepherds it's not quantity of time but quality of time, or it's a balance between the two? They need to be stimulated a lot. They need to be...
Yes.
There needs to be a lot of different smells
But-
when they go walk. You can't just
yeah.
go to the local park where there's no
Oh,
smells. You need to give them quality time, interaction, activities.
Yes.
You can
And
spend 10 hours...
look, quality. You can walk your dog in the morning, go to work, come back home, play with your dog, do some training. Maybe once a week, go to the club, do some training with your dog, and just reinforce that during the week. Be involved with your dog. Have your dog be involved with you. Allow your dog be part of the family and not like a stone outside. Your dog is not going. I mean, if how should your dog, in any case, if he or she doesn't know what is expected of them, they are unsure of how to behave.
Yeah.
So teach your dog how you would like them to behave.
I'm just looking if this cat's gonna... Quality cats these that don't touch all the cables. So I would say people that want to hear more...
No, they don't phone me and they don't email
no,
me.
just,
They go to the federation. And
No. Just if you want to have another podcast with Lesley, just drop a few comments at the bottom.
And I'll definitely give you Kate van Door's.
We'll put that in the
I'll
description
check
box.
with her, but I'm sure that she'll be fine with
And
that.
any other useful, so Zamzara, if you want to go leave your dog somewhere, what's the federation? Is there a website for
German
that?
Shepherd, the GSD
Where you
Federation of South Africa. Yeah, that is the specific for German Shepherds. Look, there's
And here in Stellenbosch, where you go?
For
Every
what?
Sunday?
Oh no! What
The club?
The club is in Cape Town.
Okay.
That's the Cape Town German Shepherd Federation Club.
And are people with German Shepherds generally nice people, or
Very
they're a bit weird?
nice. There are some of them
Both.
that are a bit weird. Yeah.
It's
I don't know.
it's a
But
unique.
you know
I think
what?
it's a unique club because it's like having a Ferrari. It's quite a quiet taste.
And it's quite
And I think
exclusive.
It is. There's some. I'm not saying it's the Ferrari of all dogs, but I'm just saying it's a specific dog, and I think there's a specific type of person
Attracted
that
to it.
takes
But
it.
you know what, Merva, I mentioned that to Corbus. In the last year, even in the last 6 months, I have seen more German Shepherds in Stellenbosch than I have seen in the 10 years before that. It's almost as if was there a movie about them somewhere, or
Yeah.
why all of a sudden are there so many of them? But what I like is that the moment you sort of spot one, I immediately stop and I get out and I have a chat. Or if somebody, if I'm parked somewhere and it's a German Shepherd lover, they would wait, and I would see this look.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm waiting for you. I want to know where you got your dog, where you go training. So it's like with everybody. I think maybe with golden retrievers it's the same thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. With Bassets,
I think they're a lot easier to manage than German Shepherds.
But with German,
Let's just quickly, because we're finishing up for the last 20 minutes, let's just brag quickly. Peninsula Club, something Federation. What's this little trophy
what's
of
that? Let me
Alex?
see. Oh, that's his. That is a V. They get graded.
V Peninsula.
V is voorzoeklicht.
Okay.
Excellent.
So your dog's officially excellent.
Officially excellent. That's probably also a V and another V.
So
and
this is a Good Hope 2018 GSD Federation So how do you get this V?
You take him to shows.
And then he does everything you tell him.
No, well, that's just it's more of a beauty contest. That one.
Another V.
Yeah, he gets those V's handed out to him like Smarties.
So let's see this little.
That's probably also a V.
Club, excellent. Dog Federation, German Shepherd Dog Federation, Cape Town Club. So this is another excellent. So your dog's officially excellent.
Officially excellent.
4th class 6 Cape Town. What does this mean?
Oh, that was when he was puppy.
Yeah.
And he got a place.
Look how proud Lesley is looking right now.
Which is sort of this amuses me tremendously. That's when they hadn't realized yet that he's going to be so big. So they put him in the first 5, and then nowadays when they spot him over there, they already say, "Oh, go to the back. You're too big for this. You're too big." Poor boy.
And those 2 little things or few things?
Those are for puppy class.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh no! Wait, there's the one that is for the basic obedience that I also did at Zimzala.
Okay.
Before I decided maybe I should specialize with proper German Shepherd training and not all breed training.
Okay. So yeah.
And you know what is the most beautiful thing, Merve, is when you have a group of about 15 German Shepherds all lying in a row and on a downstay. And the owners are standing like in maybe half a soccer field away.
Yeah.
And those dogs just lie there watching their owners. They don't fight with each other. They don't get up. They just lie there. And we've had people stop because it's the Viking Way. I don't know whether you know Viking Way. It's in Epping. People stop and get out to look at this because it's just such an impressive sight. I mean, yes, all breeds, by all means, have all breeds, go for it. But if you have 15 German Shepherds lying there, all obedient, and I mean, these are big dogs. They're not the puppies. And they're all lying there, and it's just to make you so proud. So proud.
So,
yes.
We're going to finish there. Hopefully, we'll do another one where we actually get to everything that we've got to do.
Maybe.
And then, go check out this other lady if we get permission. If you have problem dogs, please leave comments and questions, maybe on the comment box of YouTube, and then maybe Lesley will maybe answer some of those if you go onto YouTube over a period of time.
Yeah.
And we can maybe discuss that on another podcast. I would love to get Monty on maybe to...
That would be lovely.
To talk about, because he's specific in...
Horses.
He's
an equine specialist.
But obviously, he can talk about general animals and everything.
And then his dog, I mean, his favorite breed is also German Shepherds.
Okay.
Yes.
So please leave some comments. I'm sure that, or not comments, but questions. I'm sure some people will listen to this, and if they see it, anyone can comment and give an opinion on some of the questions. And I think it's very interesting.
And don't attack me, Boerboel people. I do like Boerboels.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I won't want to own one. Okay.
Let's do it there. Thanks a lot.
Let's stop it there.
Cool.
Yes.